All right, folks, a few months ago, I warned this could happen. I stood against it then, and I do now. What the heck were you thinking? What did you think was going to happen? This is the most secure building in the world, currently containing the Vice President and the Speaker of the House, along with the rest of our government. Folks, you want to know what a revolution looks like? What a war looks like? With what happened, we're lucky it wasn't worse. It could have been far worse. I've seen this firsthand, and whatever you think cool revolution talk over beers with your friends looks like, it's not. People die. Lives are ruined. This is a memorial of what happens in war. Look very carefully, folks. I want you to pay attention to this. People were killed right next to me, and I carried their bodies out of my Hummer. We put them in boxes, we shipped them home, and we had to explain to their families how we couldn't save them. Lives were ruined. If you think you want that, you're a fool. And I think America doesn't either. So let's reset. There's always been a place for violence in history books, but now is not it. President Trump, look, I love you, man. In hindsight, sure, there was some things you probably could have done differently, but this is not your fault. Sane people see that. You did not incite riots.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections, but whether
at all. But sane people are not writing the history books right now. Sane people are not writing the narrative. We saw Twitter ban you, Facebook suspend your account indefinitely, because they're trying to remove the real version of who you are from the history books. They want to tell the story. America, yet again, needs you to go out there and fix this. Leave with your agenda intact, because you had the most successful presidency of my lifetime. Your policies worked. You made America great again. The liberal media wants to pin this on you, and we need you to not let them. And those jumping ship right now, resigning from your post, 2 weeks before you would be forced out anyway? Why? Because you think that you'll be some champion of the left for what, a day? Elaine Chao, Betsy DeVos, Mick Mulvaney? Liberal media will use you as a talking point for the next 72 hours to hit Trump with, and then you'll be forgotten. Then the second you stick your head up for any conservative cause, ever again, the same media, they'll blast you as a Trump supporter and tell you you're a horrible person, just as they would have anyway. So shame on you. I want to get to how we move forward from this in a minute, but first I want to explain how we got here. And I get it. It was not a sudden thing. I certainly feel many of the same feelings you do. For the last 5 years, yes, I still say we Trump supporters have been degraded, we've been demeaned, ridiculed, and patronized for supporting our guy. We've been called racist, sexist, stupid bigots, uneducated rubes. This is a manifestation of that. We've been told that we as gun owners are the problem. And if you think differently, you need to be canceled, banned from civilized society. So yeah, is it any wonder why so many people gathered in D.C. to voice their anger? I don't think anybody went there intentionally to cause harm, but they were angry. You mix all this up with the fact that millions of people right now have lost their jobs. They've lost their businesses. They've been shut down. Many can't pay their rent. Some can't feed their kids. And then people in that building that have been getting paychecks this whole time with our tax dollars finally got around to kicking us measly $600 for our troubles. Yeah, I'm mad too, folks. For many of us, a vote is all some felt we had left. State constitutions were violated in order to change election laws. Undoubtedly, that aided Democrats with the mail-in ballots. Take Pennsylvania, for example. Their constitution laid out exactly how to change voting laws, and they didn't follow that. They passed sweeping changes to allow mass mail-in ballots and circumvented signature verifications. Plain and simple. Folks, I'm not talking about fraud. I'm talking about process. Texas called them out, and the Supreme Court wouldn't even hear the case, and that annoyed a lot of people. People felt betrayed. They betrayed that we didn't get our day in court. I get it. And now we're seeing the double standard of the violence. Folks, I don't justify violence at all. But think back to this summer. It's curious how some Democrats couldn't condemn the riots in Minneapolis, Portland, or Seattle. Think back to the child migrant crisis in 2018 when Maxine Waters encouraged her followers to publicly harass Trump cabinet. In the Constitution, it's literally the next sentence after the right that you're citing. Some journalist doesn't even know the First Amendment. So when someone who feels that their vote was the last thing they had and they don't even feel accounted, no matter what the courts say, no matter what the media says or the talking heads, they don't care. People are making this decision based on emotion. The left has been playing this for years, and only recently have Republicans learned this. The fabric of society is held together by the single notion that people have more to lose than to gain from lawlessness. We're at that tipping point right now. People are desperate. But how do we fix this? And how do we get back to normal? I put a lot of thought into this, folks. And as I said earlier, I'm the last person that wants to see unrest or war, and I'm very nervous, very nervous. We all need to cool it. Liberals, you gotta stop trying to cancel everybody. If someone disagrees with you, they're not a racist bigot. You must eliminate this ridiculous double standard. You must have the same rules applied to both sides. Corporate America, you're not innocent here. You must not fall to mob rule. If you stand up to the mob, you will win. Chick-fil-A, they were boycotted. They're America's favorite fast food joint. Again. And what do Republicans need to do? Once the left starts calling their own people out, because that's what we need to acknowledge it and begin to de-escalate the situation, not try to run them over. Republicans are far less at fault here, but we're not innocent. We spiked the football on them every day of Trump's presidency. We know we did. Most times to solely tick off liberals. I'm guilty of this too. Stop. We're here now because liberals have gotten their way for so long, and only recently Republicans started fighting back en masse. That was President Trump's philosophy, fight back. So liberals ramped it up. Republicans, we need to get hyper-local focused. Places like Pennsylvania, where the Republican state reps violated the Constitution. I know I keep saying that, but that's what happened. Primary them. School boards, town councils, sheriff's offices, win them all. It's no fun to attend a 7:30 to midnight meeting about budgets and curriculums, but it doesn't matter. Do it. I do. I don't care if you don't have time or you're not into politics, garbage. Make time, because politics is about to affect you in a big way, whether you're involved or not. I'd prefer to have a seat at the table, no? All you folks who have complained for years, organize, do something. Don't just complain. Knock on every door in your neighborhood. Have the conversations with your neighbors. Get them to do the same thing. Rest assured, the Democrats will never let a good crisis go to waste. They're purging Twitter as we speak. In the last 48 hours, I have lost over 15,000 followers. Now, with the control of federal government, they're going to use instances like this to restrict your right to assemble, speak, and mark my words, bear arms. Get involved, folks, or we're going to watch this country change dramatically. Coming up,